What's up, it's Joshua. I'm going to talk normal, right? I'm here at the Washington Monument. I'll talk normal. I won't do the voices and everything. I'm trying to go a long way. I've gone a long way to try to make this Jesus Christ stuff real. Was there a guy named Jesus Christ? Everything that, look, the only thing that actually points to there actually was a Jesus Christ is for me to have faith that the Romans, who 99% of the New Testament has obviously been lifted. Obviously, their motives are to destroy the Jews and take the Holy Land. Obviously, their motives are to destroy Judaism. It's propaganda. I can prove it, like line by line, I can prove it. 99.9% of everything that I see points that the Romans plagiarized the Old Testament, made up Christianity. For whatever reasons, motives, whatever. I mean, 0.1% is I gotta have faith that there's a Jesus Christ. Plus, see here the noise. I'm making the video. The noise is going on right when I'm making it. It lets me know that I'm right, because you know that noise has got to be there to interrupt. It's the world backlash to stop me from saying it. But anyway, right? Jesus Christ isn't real. Like, I mean, everything, every single. I mean, I can go by line. All I say, like, here's me on the one side. I can go line by line, and most of it's like about me because they stole the prophecies and everything, and then God made it that way because I'm the Messiah. And the Old Testament's about me, right? So on one side you have me, and I can go line by line, and I can show you, and I can tell you exactly how they made it, exactly where it is, exactly where this came from, and how it's false. Like almost like I didn't go through the whole thing, right? And then on the other side you have, we have 2,000 years of tradition. Well, can you tell me about the mysteries? No, because they're mysteries. We can't explain any of it to you. All these holy men, they're increasing their robes and their cords so they get the best seats at the best dinners. Sounds pretty like a pretty familiar story, doesn't it? Sounds like the story of Jesus Christ, right? Then you have these men over here who they can't explain any of it, right? All they can tell you is it's a mystery and you need to have faith. Let's go on Judge Judy with it. Now you have to go to the Supreme Court. I've gone a long way to prove it. And here's the thing. And here's the argument. And here's why everybody wants to steer. One, because there's a bunch of money involved. Two, you guys are probably scared that, like, society is going to fall apart. And we're going to be in a lot of trouble because society's going to realize that we were complicit in lying to them. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I have a way of fixing it. Maybe God has a way. You ever think about this? God's got something better. Maybe everything's going this way because of this. Maybe God's teaching you a lesson about humility. All that humility that you guys, Jesus Christ and humility, all that humility. Maybe God's teaching you a little lesson in humility right now. And here's my main point. All right. I want you to stroke this. And it was a really extensive group. And the first teacher, like, one of the lessons was about drug dealers. I was in, because I was in federal prison with a lot of drug dealers, serious drug dealers. Dude's doing 20 years for ghost dope that the federal government made up. Dudes, some of them were like, but dude's doing 20 years for selling drugs. Now, dude's in state prison. Not DHS going, there's people in wire fraud. People with wire fraud don't go to fucking state prison. They go to federal prison first. Federal, usually. If you're getting convicted of wire fraud, the feds are involved. Just to let you know, they're not in state prison at the ICE facility. But I digress. They're at BOP. It's a federal crime. Anyway, I mean, there was like real drug dealers. But anyway, there was this one premise about drug dealers in the neighborhood. Like, and you watch, like, the Denzel Washington, the Bumpy, whatever, like, Denzel Washington thing, right? Bumpy goes out and what's he do on Thanksgiving? He gets a big semi truck worth of turkeys, rolls it up into the middle of the ghetto of Harlem, opens it up, and he's handing out all the turkeys for free to everybody on Thanksgiving. And everybody's like, oh my God, this guy's the greatest. Look at him, look how great he is. And he feels real good, and everybody's like, doo, 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 doo. And then meanwhile, 364 other days, he's selling heroin to everybody, and everybody's dying and overdosing, and families are destroyed. But he gives out those turkeys on Thanksgiving, right? It's like in The Godfather when the Black Hand Donna Falucci walks through, right, and he's got the $100 bill, and he puts it on the Statue of Mary. Everybody's like, ah, look at all the money. But he's a gangster and steals all your money, man. He's killing people. Whatever. It's the same thing with the Catholic Church or Christianity. But look, we give out meals and we do this and we do that. Yeah, you're a drug dealer giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving. Jesus Christ isn't real. There is no redemption. Yeah, I'm glad you do St. Jude's. Maybe God's got something better. Maybe God could do it better than you. Maybe God doesn't need you to do St. Jude's. You know what God can do? He can make that stuff not even happen. You know what I'm saying? God can make children not even born with any problems. God doesn't need St. Jude's. He doesn't need you to provide St. Jude's for people. So that being the excuse of, well, we come because of this fake Jesus Christ, because we have a St. Jude's. Well, maybe if you get rid of it, you won't even need St. Jude's anymore because God will fix that problem. Once you let God handle it instead of, oh, Jesus Christ, who's not even real. And the other thing about it is, you're being led to death. You're not being led to life. There's no life in Jesus Christ because it's not real. No matter how much you want to make it a real, maybe if I have faith, it's not real. At the end of the day, it's not real. At the end of the day, there's no book of life. God speaks everything into creation. You guys haven't read the Old Testament. There is no Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you wish and pray and want. It's like the Buddha statue. It's like when I talk about the Buddha statue in Las Vegas, where people go and they put money on it. I'll walk up and I'll take that money off that Buddha statue, and people will look at me appalled, like, I believe I'll do that. What do you think? Buddha comes down? What do you think? Buddha comes down in the night in the casino that's open 24 hours and comes and collects that? Who do you think gets that money? You might as well be dropping that money on the ground. It's the same thing. What do you think when you go up to that candle box? And I've thought about it before. I should go in and I should just rip off the candle box. But most people wouldn't do that. They'd be like, no, because you're taking God. That money's going into the fucking the priest in the Vatican's pocket. God doesn't get that money. There's no Jesus Christ. There's no Mary. Mary's not in your toast. That shit's made up. No matter how much you want it to be real, it's not real. Pretending that there's no problem doesn't make the problem. The Nile's a river in Egypt. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing over and over and over again. Jesus Christ isn't real. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you. I'm just making this statement right here. I'm like tiptoeing around it, tiptoe through like Tiny Tim. Like, and sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, man, what about you? Fuck your feelings, man. You guys tried to kill me. Jesus Christ isn't real. There is no resurrection that happened. There was no crucifixion. There were no 12 apostles. There was no Peter. There was no Paul. There wasn't. There was no Mary. There was no Joseph. It's made up. There weren't 3 wise men. There weren't shepherds in the field. None of it happened. None of it. There was no Judas. None of it. I hate to break it to you. I'm sorry.